MMA fans around the world, it's your boy LastSerenade recapping UFC 270. First pay-per-view of 2022. I'm gonna recap this shit right now. Let's see what we got here. I missed the early prelims. I was sleeping. But I know that my girl Kay Hansen lost, man. That shit sucks. Devastated. I really like that girl. I wanted her to go far. But yeah, I missed the early prelims. I was able to catch the rest of the card though. So let's hop on in to the actual good fights. Prelim card. Start off here, Matt Fravola versus Gennaro Valdez. Now this fight was fucking crazy, man. Mike Beltran, referee, wanted Valdez just to get fucked up. This guy got dropped 6 times in like 20 fucking seconds. He would never stop the fight. I thought they were gonna have to bring out a stretcher and casket for his ass. But Fravola bringing out the pressure. Fuck me. 114 strikes attempted, 71 landed. He just was pounding this dude. Pounding Valdez, man. He got it done in round 1 KO. Round 1 KO for Fravola. Pretty impressive fight. I liked it. Good way to start off the night. We hop on into Tony Gravely versus Simon Oliveira. This is just a good old-fashioned grapple fuck here. No cookie cutter way around it. He had 11 out of 15 takedowns. I had to find my spot, my bad. Yeah, 11 out of 15 takedowns for Gravely. Brought in more volume of strikes. He was hitting pretty hard. I'm surprised he didn't knock him out, because some of Gravely's shots were very, very powerful. And while the ground and pound, Oliveira had multiple guillotine attempts, couldn't get it done. Gravely, I felt like if he would have put a little bit more pressure, could have got the knockout, but he got it done by decision, beat his ass. Pretty impressive win for Tony Gravely, but I would like to see a knockout. Wish it would have been a knockout. Would have made up for it. Yeah, 4 submission attempts. It looked like way more, though, for Oliveira. He kept going for that guillotine. Couldn't get it done. The first attempt was very tight. But Gravely got out of after that. Gravely got out of that guillotine the first attempt. It was over. There was nothing else Oliveira could have done. Okay, now this one I missed. Jack Della Maddalena versus Pete Rodriguez. I missed this one. I went to go heat up my food. And by the time I got back, it was already in commercial break for Barcelos versus Victor Henry. So I caught like the ending, like recap of it. I know it was a knockout. I think people were saying it was a shit stoppage. But Madalena got it done. Round 1. Another round 1 KO. This card. See, here we had 43 strikes landed. Yeah, this one was over pretty fast. I'll have to look back and see what happened, but yeah, it was a pretty quick one there. Rodriguez 4-1, man. That's like a Bellator fighter. I don't know about that one, man. 11-2. 4-1. Was he 4-0 before that fight? Possibly. I think so. Who knows? Let's hop into the banger, though, man. Barcelos versus Henry. This fight was fucking awesome. These guys were slanging and banging. The first round, Barcelos looked like he could have had Henry for the fight, but after that first round, man, Henry picked up. Look at the strikes attempted here. These guys really put on a show. 397 strike attempts by Henry with 222 landed. And we had 277 strikes attempted by Barcelos with only 134 landing. Henry was busting him up, piecing him up. He had a good jab. I liked Henry's fighting style, man. He's older. I think he's like 34 or some shit, but that guy's impressive. I want to see another fight of his. He had that Boston Crab tattoo. Pretty cool. Everybody was talking about that on Twitter. We'll see. We'll see where Henry goes. But Barcelos is good too. Don't discredit him. It was a good fight, but Henry just had his number with the stand-up. The volume of strikes coming in, it's insane for a prelim fight. You never see that kind of shit anymore. Yeah, but hats off to Victor Henry. He put on a good show. Really impressive fight. Okay, let's get to the real shit here. Main card, UFC 270, first pay-per-view of the year. We got Michael Morales versus Trevin Giles. Now, this one was over pretty fast as well. My stream kept cutting in and out. Over pretty fast. What was that, 4 minutes left in the round? Yeah, this was over pretty fast. They were slanging and banging at first, so heavy strikes. And then Giles folded like a cheap suit. Morales got the win. Good for him. Not that many strikes thrown. One takedown from Giles. One submission attempt as well. It didn't really help his case. Michael Morales goes to 13-0 after that one. Now this one, Cody Stamann again. I think my last video had Cody Stamann as well. Versus Saeed Nurmagomedov. Now, anytime, let's be honest here, anytime somebody has Nurmagomedov or Magomed in their name, you're going to get tapped out. You're going to get submitted. There's no point to sign the contract. There's no point to walk out to the octagon. You're going to lose to a Nurmagomedov or a Magomed. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. He took down Cody Stamann with ease. Got him in a Darce, I believe. I think it was a Darce. Darce choke. I know it was from side position, but he did get the choke real fast, real easy. Nurmagomedovs, they just know how to grapple you. They're gonna make you tap. They're gonna make you tap. We'll see where he goes. It's bantamweight. Cody Stamann still has a future too, but he has some heavy hands. But Saeed Nurmagomedov, man, these guys, these Russians, dude, can't beat them. They're just dominant right now. The grappling game in UFC is insane. You know how to grapple, you're gonna get to the top. Nurmagomedov gets the dub. We'll see where he goes from here in bantamweight. Another fun one here. Michel Pereira. How did I say his name? Michel Pereira. Andre Fejo. Terrible with the names, dude. But yeah, let's get down. It looked like they were gassing out towards the end, man. You know how Pierre, he'll jump around, jump off the cage. He was starting off with Superman punches off the cage, and it's a pretty entertaining fight. You know, they were slanging and banging, lots of stand up here, no takedowns really. Pierre did get a takedown, surprisingly from him. He usually just stands and bangs and does some crazy shit, so. He gets another dub, 27-11. It's a fun one to watch, though. You know, Michelle's always going to have an entertaining fight when it comes down to it, especially on the main card. I like to see where he goes from here in welterweight. He's not ranked yet, but we'll see. Hopefully, he gets a big fight here in 2022. Bigger names. Take on somebody. Hopefully, don't feed him to Chimaev or some shit. So, I wonder who Chimaev's going to be fighting since they announced Masvidal versus Covington. That's pretty interesting. See where they go. 209 strikes before I cut away. 209 strikes attempted, 112. 48 strikes landed only? Damn. I didn't realize that Michel Pereira had that much dominance on the feet. How much he was landing. Pretty impressive stand-up. Now here's the co-main event, flyweight, the one everybody wanted to see. Moreno versus Davis Infraredo. I had to pardon my names here. So early on, we get 3 knockdowns in the first 3 rounds from Davison. Now this fight was razor close. 2 out of 11 takedowns attempts. We got 1 out of 2 for Moreno. No submission attempts. Lots of strikes from Moreno, man, but he only had 40% landed compared to Davison's 53. I think that's like what won him the fight. He stayed patient. He landed more clean. He didn't throw as much. And he was just patient the whole fight. He waited for Moreno to push him instead of coming to bring in the fight. Even though Moreno was put it in the action, way more significant strikes. I think the 3 knockdowns and the 2 takedowns kind of helped him. Especially because the shit that Brandon Moreno couldn't really pull off on the ground this time around, like he could in the second fight. I do see these guys fighting a 4th time, but I don't know if it's going to be recent, like soon, in the near future. But these guys will fight a 4th time, I guarantee you. These guys are always entertaining to watch, no matter what. The first fight was a draw. Second fight, Moreno wins the title by rear naked. And then Davison wins by decision in the third fight. I see these guys fighting a 4th time. These guys are money. Always bring in the fight, entertaining. Never know who's gonna win. It's like these guys know how to fight, man. They're carrying that division right now. I feel bad if either of them leave. That flyweight division is going bye-bye. See ya. Who knows? Okay, now the grand finale. What everybody wanted to see, the unified heavyweight championship match. We got Francis Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane. Now, this fight was crazy. I mean, not crazy like that, but crazy like with the performance of Ngannou in the last 3 rounds, championship rounds. Gane looked like he had it, like he could have put him away. His striking and movement in the first 2 rounds were pretty good. Ngannou had a torn ACL and MCL in his knees. He had fucked up knees coming into this fight, and still came out on top. The 3rd round is what changed the whole thing for Ngannou. Gane goes for a kick, and Ngannou Arn Anderson fucking spine busters Gane onto the fucking mat. I never seen a slam like that strong sounding in UFC before. I thought they were going to go through the octagon with how much force was going down onto the mat. That's like over 500 pounds of force. It's like Big Show sitting on your mother type shit. Okay. Ngannou slams him to the mat. And Ngannou really worked on his grappling this time around. He was getting out of guard, pulling guard, and going from, being on his back to being in top mount. It was very impressive performance from Ngannou for a comeback. But the overall fight I thought was boring. I thought it was pretty boring. But because now you got a guy who is championship material in Ciryl Gane, who doesn't have the belt. And you got Francis Ngannou, who isn't even on UFC contract anymore. So who knows what Ngannou's going to do? Is he going to go to boxing? Is he going to go to Bellator? Or is he going to go sit his ass at WWE and try to make some money? Because he could bring that belt with him anywhere, and it's money for whatever organization wants to sign him. Bellator would pick him up. WWE wants to size it. You know how Vince McMahon is with big, meaty men. And Tyson Fury's calling him out for a boxing fight to get paid. So we'll see where he goes. I think, personally, we'll see him at ringside at Royal Rumble. I really do. I think he brings the belt with him to Royal Rumble and stares down Brock Lesnar. And watch, I guarantee you, he'll be on a WWE pay-per-view. Money. And then he'll go fight Tyson Fury in the summer. We'll see after his injuries heal and his surgeries he might need. We'll see where he goes. But right now, it doesn't look like he's going to re-sign with the UFC, especially with after what Dana did after the fight. Didn't put the belt on him. He didn't go to the press conference. Didn't talk to anybody afterwards. It's kind of a bad look for Ngannou and the contract signings, and with that random text message that was sent to Ngannou's manager, very vile and uncalled for. Who knows who that was? People are assuming it's Dana. I don't know. I don't think he'd be that dumb to text message the guy's manager and talk that kind of shit. Especially with like race involved, that was kind of fucked up. So overall, it was a fun card. You know, it looked weak on paper, but the fights were fun, and you know, it was razor thin fight, razor close fight rather, with the co-main Moreno and Infraredo, Figgy, however you want to call it. That's what I'll go with from now on. How about that? And Ngannou and Gon still has potential to be champ. I didn't like him at first when he first came in, but I think he'll bounce back and become champ. We'll see. He's only been fighting pro for 3-4 years now, and he has a lot of skill to improve on and skill already in his arsenal. I think he'll become champ if Ngannou doesn't come back. So, or if Stipe, I want to know where Stipe's at. He might not come back either. The heavyweight division's fucked. You got these two guys. You got the champ who might be leaving. You got the guy who could be champ, and then you got John Jones, who's sitting his broke ass at home. So we'll see where the UFC goes from here. We got Robert Whittaker and Adesanya card next. That fight looks good. I'll definitely be making a prediction fight card on that and a recap, all on this channel. And we'll be going over the future fights. We got a lot of good fights coming up early this year. So, yep, Moreno and Figgy, Francis Ngannou, gone. It was better than it was on paper. A lot of fun to watch. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where the UFC goes from here. Hopefully, they can work out a deal with Ngannou, because I like to see a second fight. Maybe even a fourth fight from these guys. Who knows? They'll probably be on the same card again. Who knows? But we'll probably see Francis Ngannou with another organization here. They might re-sign him. Who knows? But we'll see his face outside of the UFC for sure. He'll be using that as leverage, especially if he goes to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon will sign him instantly. Watch. We'll see at the Royal Rumble. He'll be there next Sunday. Guarantee it.